Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present WAWR Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Monday to all of you. And just like we hoped, now we didn't promise this because we didn't know if James Gogue could actually make time out of his busy schedule, but he has. Lo and behold, we have here in WAWR Week Radio Studios the 5-decade fight trainer, the incomparable Coach James Gogue. James, welcome to the show once again, sir.
Hey, Joe, part two. We didn't have enough time to talk about everything. I forgot all about Brandon Figueroa and Magsayo was fighting, which is going to be, to me, a potential candidate for Fight of the Year.
Yes, it is.
Both fighters have that aggressive physical nature, mentality, to attack. And, yeah, when you got two guys with a similar style, okay, that don't, practice the sweet science. This is the kind of fight the fans want to see, a brawl. And I think it is. I think it's going to be one, because of the mentalities of both fighters. And, they can't afford to lose, man. You lose this, you're back. You know what I mean? When you get to this level, you lose and you're back. Set you back a couple of fights. 2 or 3 fights. So both fighters are hungry to win this interim title so they can fight. If Vargas decides to stay at 126, he'll fight the winner. But yeah, this fight, I like it when, it's like Matias and Ponce the other night. They had, they both had that same physical mentality to, attack.
Yep.
These guys have the same type of personality. So
yep,
we'll get into it.
What's not to love, brother? I tell you what, it's everything that you love about the sport of boxing. 2 guys who let their balls hang in the center of the ring.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. So guys, once again, our extended WAWR Week Radio family, please be the great ambassadors of the sport that we know you guys already are. Please tell your friends, your neighbors, and the guy standing in line next to you at the grocery store. Please tell everyone to tune into Showtime Sports this Saturday night. It's going to be outstanding, brother. Outstanding. But, we've got a lot to cover, guys. We did get to talk about this. We're just going to spend a little bit of time briefly, but want to talk about, oh, boy. And that was a pay-per-view that happened on ESPN Plus in the States. BT Sport, or what was it? Sky Sports? Was it on BT Sport or Sky Sports in the UK? No, I'm talking about in the UK.
Which fight are you talking about?
Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. And boy, and look, it was a tremendous event because of all the fanfare. It was in Saudi Arabia. The stars actually turned out. It was virtually a who's who in the know, like celebrities, the boxing who's who. Deontay Wilder even showed up trying to actually lobby for a big fight.
Yeah.
We'll talk all about that, guys. But, Coach, did you even see a second of this matchup?
Yeah, I seen parts of it, a little bit, but I didn't really see a lot. It was, two evenly matched guys in as far as experience and skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? Just like Don Chargan always told us, right? You can take 2 flawed, limited fighters, and if they're paired up correctly, and if the style matchup is appropriate, you're going to see a very good fight.
Yeah.
An entertaining one. And that's exactly what we saw on Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So you look at the purses, right? You look at the purses, brother. And Tommy Fury was guaranteed $2 million. Jake Paul guaranteed 3.5, although Jake Paul just stated on his Instagram that even though he lost, he was smiling because he pocketed, according to his projections of what the pay-per-view yielded, $30 million for him.
Jesus.
Wow.
Really?
for a novice fighter. Now, Gogue, and I'm sure you were looking at this like, holy shnikes, these guys have a lot to learn. They are novice fighters. You and I both know amateurs who could whoop their ass tomorrow.
Yeah, but
right? But can they actually attract fans?
Exactly. Exactly. Man, 30 million, he said? Well, listen,
he said yeah. Look, I'll get the exact numbers, guys, on ESPN Pay-Per-View Plus. I'll get the exact numbers next week. They're not going to be released until next week. I'll find them out from my guy next week, right? And I'll announce them on the show. But, Jake Paul was telegraphing all of his shots. Well, Coach Gogue, talk about this. This is such a novice error. When you actually try to throw a jab, he would tip off whenever he was going to do it by lowering his right hand as he was doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And he would step forward. Yeah, and oh my gosh, isn't that one of the first things that you actually correct when you see a novice fighter in the gym?
Yeah, keep your hand up, man. You're going to get caught with a counter left hook by a good fighter. Stepping in with your jab and dropping your hand. Bam. Yeah.
Well, luckily he wasn't facing a good fighter. And oh my gosh, Tommy Fury, even though he was wise enough to notice those tips, right? Those tells, like if you're playing poker, right? He was wise enough to see, okay, he's throwing a jab, he's throwing the right hand, because whenever you throw a right hand, he would lower his left, right? Yeah. And he would also step too hard whenever he was throwing a punch.
Yeah.
So Tommy, that's it. And so he couldn't throw in combination as a result.
Oh, balance. Yeah.
That's it.
When you lunge, your head goes over your lead leg, the knee. Okay. You lunge, your head goes over your lead leg knee, and your balance is out of sync. And when you're at this position, you ain't going to be able to throw combinations because if you ain't got no balance, you can't, throw punches, basically.
That's it.
Your head's always got to be centered. When you're moving in on your target, you use your footwork to, slide in, but your weight always got to be centered so you can, work on, defense if he throws, or you could, get off on combinations. Footwork and balance go hand in hand, man. Manuel Stewart told me this way back in the days. Footwork and balance. That's the first thing he always works on with any of his fighters, no matter what level they're at. Okay.
That's it, brother. And so once again, now you look on Tommy Fury's side, equally as deficient, right? His footwork was atrocious, but it was good enough where he could slide out of the way, right?
Yeah.
Of incoming from Jake Paul. The only time he actually got caught with a stiff jab, which resulted in the only knockdown of the fight, is when he tried to move in as Jake Paul was trying to move in at the same time. It also caused the headbutt that opened up his left eye, right? But yeah, that was pretty much it. Two novices squaring off, made for a very entertaining fight. But yeah, both fighters, I tell you what, they better hope that Jake Paul is really interested in a rematch, because that's the only money that Tommy Fury is making.
Yeah.
Two novices. But I tell you what, it says a lot about the sport of boxing right now. A lot of people were criticizing that this is just a YouTube event. But if you looked at the fight, it sure looked like a super fight to me. When you looked at the media there, the media coverage on ESPN, Top Rank's involvement in promoting this event. This was on a pay-per-view during the day in the States on a Sunday. What does that say, Gogue?
Man, I heard there was over 1 billion eyes watching this worldwide.
Wow.
That's what I heard. I don't know how true it was. I'm like, okay, man, this fight got a lot of attention.
Yeah, it got a lot of mainstream press. And once again, guys, I hate to break this to you, but that's what dictates whether or not this is deemed a super fight, right? Is the amount of press, the amount of fanfare, the amount of coverage, and the amount of money involved. It's a significant fight if the WBC, We Be Crooks, is looking to attach themselves to it
Yeah.
and make a bullshit belt. They had the Doria title, right? Up
The
for
what?
grabs. The Dorito title. No, Doria, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. They made a special Doria, Saudi Arabia championship belt for the WBC for this. And Tommy Fury, as a result, when he gets the split decision victory, he starts crying like he just won a real title. Makes for great TV, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Gogue, do you have anything else to say about this?
That's good. Man, I seen all the celebrities were showing up. All the press was getting a lot of buzz about the fight. That's good. That's good. Even though, these are like novice fighters that were fighting, they're doing it. They're marketing themselves right. Jake Paul, especially, he's a legit celebrity, man. Okay.
Yep.
All right. He's a legit mainstream celebrity. So people tune in when he fights and everything. Okay. Now maybe fighters should learn from him and how to market themselves and everything. But like I said, it's a different era we live in now. Okay. This is some kind of like sideshow, freak show. Yeah. But it's getting attention to boxing now.
Yep. You have to take it seriously, guys.
Off it by putting on some damn fucking great fights that people want to see. The best fighting the best.
Yeah, and one thing that I wanted to touch on as well, Coach, is W.A.W defeats what's his name? Alunga Makabu to become the WBC Cruiserweight champion, gets a knockout in the 11th round, TKO. And this turned my stomach when I heard this. Announcers were saying he becomes a 3-division world champion.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, no, that's not true. Because once again, how do you become a 3-division world champion when you garner the WBA regular title at 175 pounds? Is that a real champion, Coach?
Oh, jeez.
No, this is what turns my stomach. Do you remember what a big deal it used to be when you were a 3-division world champion? Now, think about this in context, right? Do you remember what a big deal it was when Roberto Duran beat
Leonard?
What's it? No, in the middleweight division.
Oh, Davey Moore.
No, that was at 54 in his 4th division.
Barkley. I ran
Barkley. Do you remember what a big deal that was when he captured his 4th division title?
Yeah.
Like actual champion in 4 divisions. Do you remember what a big deal that was?
There was legitimacy, okay? Not this bullshit nowadays. These guys win this belt, bullshit regular belt or interim belt. Then they call themselves a champion. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here with that shit. You ain't no fucking multiple division champion when you win them bullshit belts and your promoter handpick somebody so you can win that belt. Fuck out. Man, it's the WBA, okay? And then the BC, they started all this shit. They diluted the value of what a world champion really means and everything. Back in the days, I said this a lot on my other shows. Back in the days, when you became world champion, it was special. Okay, it was sacred. All right, man, you're a champion.
Yep,
okay?
You beat the man who beat the man.
Yeah, you beat the man. Now you motherfuckers, they win these belts and they're all proud and this and that because it's not even a real belt, man. You know what I mean? It's the WBA. They fucking polluted boxing, and created these belts that devalued what a world champion really means. All right.
Yep, that's it. So when I heard the announcer state that W.A.W had become a 3-division world champion, that almost turned my stomach. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. That was something that was really, really difficult to obtain back in the day. Back when boxing was a real sport, right?
It was hard to become a world champion back then, man. And back then, you had to fight guys in the top 10 to get a shot at the title, to win it, okay? Man,
that's it.
different. It meant something to be in the top 10. Okay, now it's fucking like
Look,
Alexis Rocha. Alexis
yeah.
Rocha's #1 contender. He got a few fights ago. He got beat by Rashidi Ellis.
Yep.
Then he comes back and fights 3 nobodies. Now he's #1. Come on.
Guys, we're going to talk about all about that as well, because the WBO just slammed their gavel down like it means anything. And they just ordered Terrence Crawford at 47 to, well, defend his title against mandatory challenger Alexis Rocha. Oh boy. Gogue? Right now, Golden Boy Promotions is currently negotiating with a multi-fight deal with someone who has an inflated sense of worth. Gogue, what should they do if they were smart businessmen?
Where are they going to get the money to pay Crawford, man? Come on, man. Fuck out of here.
Look, if they were smart, they should give him a healthy dose of reality.
Nah, man, you go to purse bid, okay? He's #1. They got the #1 fighter. Go to purse bid. They ain't nobody else going to bid on it probably, so, give them a low bid. And then you split it, you split the purse, whatever the rules say, and he's going to find out, hey, all right, and he'll probably turn it down and give up his belt.
Yep, that's it. Guys, he needs right now a healthy dose of reality. BLK Prime, who gave him $5 million rock just to fight Avanesian, right? In December of last year, right? They're now folding. They're out of business. Did I say
that, Joe? Let's see how long they last.
They found out the hard way that Adrian Broner wasn't a ticket seller, so they parted ways, and now they're pretty much a one and done promotional entity on the big stage, right? You called it. So Adrian Broner, once again, he falls in line as one of the free agents of PBC. A guy who has an inflated sense of worth and who couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Well, before we move forward, guys, and go to the main event of this Monday night's matinee, Monday night show with Magsayo versus Figueroa preview, let's go to the extended Warwick Radio family. And once again, well, we'll talk about this in a second. Let's say hello to my brother, Jesus M. Saludos, Coach and Joe. Saludos to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting us supporting the coach on a Monday night. Also, my brother, Big Luke from New York State. He says, back in the saddle. Yes, indeed. James Gogue is a man of his word. He says, well, Jesus M says, man, Mark is one-dimensional. Well, Figueroa isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. So anyway, we want to give a big shout out to Sid UK. He says, salute Joseph, Coach James. Come on, guys. One more subscriber. It's 1,000. And we just got that. Look, we were 1,001 yesterday. And my brother G Funky warned me of this. He says, look, once you get to 1,000, you're going to get some trolls to unsubscribe just to put you below that threshold. And guess what? We just got it back. Thank you so much. Woo! For putting us over 1,000 once again, guys. And Big Luke says this because you made it here on a Monday night, James.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, James. Thank you very much, brother, for once again lending us your wisdom and knowledge of the often irritating boxing business. So, my brother Antonio Luna, OMG. The great Jake Paul lost. I tell you what, would you consider Jake Paul losing if you banked $27 million in one night?
Fuck no.
I tell you what, I wish I could lose like that.
Jake did good for himself, man. Yeah, he made some money.
I tell you what, whether you like him or not, you better learn to love it because he's a great promoter. He does a great job of getting that mainstream make. He's a genuine celebrity at this point, and he is great for the boxing business. He is introducing boxing to an all-new demographic, a very young demographic, something that most of these fighters have no idea of doing.
Exactly.
Right? And there it is. Want to give a big shout-out to my brother Juice. Salute, Mr. Heron and Coach Gogue. War Week is the most
What up,
informative
Juice?
show in boxing. Well, I tell you what, thanks for recognizing the brilliance of Coach Gogue. And yes, I would agree with that, my friend. He's got talent on loan. That's what it is. So I want to give a big shout out to my brother EJ, Electro Jet. Hello, Joseph and Coach. Hello to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach on this Monday night. And guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother EJ. And he says, Jake Paul, the greatest of you boob fighters. Yep. And he has the actual, and this is what's being reported. Apparently, it's a $25 million take for Jake Paul and a $7 million take for Tommy Fury. Oh, boy. And guess what? There's a rematch coming up, guys. There it is. And I tell you what, that just says the initial projections for the pay-per-view are extremely positive, right? Extremely positive. We want to welcome our brother Montequia, Adam Lopez, once again, supporting the coach on Monday night. He said, yeah, Jake Paul had his head down every time with the jab. Yep. He tipped off, and it was amateur hour, brother. In fact, I know several amateurs who could whoop both fighters' asses.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, a lot of people are saying that it's a YouTube Jake Paul with a real fighter. No, it's our worst boxer versus the best YouTube boxer. Yep. I tell you what, that seems to sum it up perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah. That was right on that.
Oh, boy. Jeez. And Sid UK says, it was sad. Tommy should have knocked him out, but he was so bad. Jake Paul, he made Jake Paul look competitive. Crying at the end was just pathetic. Jake Paul did good for someone who doesn't share that pedigree. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. We also want to give a big shout out to my brother Bruce Gatz, Boxing Jazz and More. He says, salute, brothers. Joseph and Coach Gogue. Salute to you, my friend. Great boxing historian. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to our brother Bruce. He does a great job. Always bringing up time capsule fights on his channel. Go check it out, guys. And he said, you know what? It was a big deal when Benitez and Arguello won 3 belts.
It was special back then, Bruce. Special.
Yep. It actually meant something.
No dilution. There was no dilution. Okay. It was like a sacred moment when they won them belts. You know, you had to be a special fighter to do that back then. Okay. Now, fuck. You got average fighters that are winning multiple belts because of all the belts out there. A fucking joke the sport's turned into.
Yep, absolutely. And I want to give a special shout out to my brother Issy DeVoe. He says, good evening, Coach Gogue and Mr. Heron. $9.99. Wait a minute. I just told my mom to go subscribe right now. Gotta say monetize. And yes, is your lovely mother named Annabelle? Then yes, she's the one who just subscribed to put us back at 1,000. Thank you so much to your wonderful mother. You know what, brother? You have an angel on this earth looking after you. And obviously she's looking after War Week Radio. God bless you and your entire family, as well as your mother. I hope your lovely aunt had a wonderful birthday celebration with all of you. God bless you, Issy, and thank you so much for supporting the coach, my friend. I tell you what. Jesus says, Badu and Makabu. Yeah, Badu, Jack, and Makabu, both sparring partners. I tell you what, honestly, Ilunga Makabu made Joe Joyce on Sunday afternoon, look like he made Joe Joyce look like Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Yeah.
He's that slow. Guys, that was terrible. Terrible. Right?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Scott 70, who's joining us right now live from Thailand? Is it? He just switched on my phone and saw you guys were live. Shout out to Joe, Coach, and the chat. Shout out to you, brother. And thank you for joining us live Tuesday morning from Thailand, brother. God bless you, my friend.
Thailand.
Yeah, Scott's a great guy. So we want to give a big shout out also to the Real Merc TV. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us live, brother. Let's see. I think that may be it, bro. Oh, well, got to give a shout out to my brother James from the Boxing Source. Boxing Source checking in with Joseph and Coach Gogue. Thank you so much for supporting the coach on this Monday. And guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the Boxing Source. Big James does a great job genuinely supporting or reporting on the sport of boxing. Also, last but not least, give a shout out to my brother Joseph Brown. He says, salute Joseph and Coach. Great time at the Minneapolis fight. Matias was just as advertised too. See, he makes the sweat fly off Ponce's head. Then he turned those shots over. I'll tell you what a great war for 5 rounds. And once again, guys, I just posted this and changed the title of last night's show with Coach Gogue's bold claim. He says, well, Haney could outbox Subriel Matias for 12 rounds at 140 pounds. That seems to be ruffling some feathers. Why do you think, Coach?
He's got good legs. When you got good legs, okay, that could go for 12 rounds, moving in and out of range in circles, having a good, nice, sharp jab, up and down, sharp, quick counters. Man, yeah. Staying off the ropes, keeping everything in the center of the ring. And Haney, he's going to be a strong 140-pounder, okay? That's what he really is right now, okay? But, they circumvent the rules for him so he can make 35 and have early weigh-ins the day before so he could rehydrate and get strong the night of the fight. But when he goes to 140, oh, yeah, he's going to be physically strong. Legs are going to be under him. He's going to box the shit out of Matias for 12 rounds. Like I said, you don't have to throw them 8-10 punch combinations. Just pot shot them with jabs. 1-2 right hands, stabbing them with the jab, quick counters, set some traps, catch Matias coming in with them uppercuts. Don't stay in front of him and get in the firefight with him. Pivot around him, okay? And take everything back to the center of the ring. If he gets caught in the corner or gets caught on the ropes, he becomes a stationary target. Find an escape route. If there's none there, hey, get in a good defensive position. Make him miss and smother him. Turn him, walk him around, then get back to the center of the ring. Man, it's gonna be real easy work for Haney, as long as he don't get in a a firefight.
Yep, and like you just said, what was his name? The ref. He eludes me now. He's the
have Kenny Bayless as a ref, and have a big 22 by 22 foot ring. Yeah.
Absolutely, the size of ring that was Sergio Martinez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah,
that was Lou DiBella made it a point to make it a 22-foot ring. And he almost didn't make it out of that fight. Do you remember that, Coach?
Yeah, the last round, Chavez got lucky and caught him with the shot.
Yep. Knocked him down twice, tore his knee, and he was never the same after that. Yeah. Right? Boy, he looked like he was a stork against Miguel Cotto. Yeah, that's what happens, man, when you once again, and that's a common injury when you're on that shit. Right? Yeah. You tear the ligaments. Like Vitaly Klitschko will tell you all too well. Your ligaments can't handle that sudden muscle growth. Right? Yeah. That's it. That happens all the time, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam Lou. My brother Batakia, he states, I think he has better hugs than legs. I've never been impressed with his movement. Oh, well.
Who, Haney? Well, watch when he fought.
His footwork is immaculate, actually.
Yeah, watch when he fought Cambosis. He did, he stayed at range all night. Yeah.
Well, he's referring to the second fight. Look, if you weren't impressed with Haney's second fight with George Cambosis, and keep in mind, this was a fight in which they didn't allow him to weigh in at 9 a.m. in the morning. It was a traditional weigh-in in the afternoon, and he looked like Skeletor from Masters of the Universe. His eyes were sunken, and he looked like the zombie version of Michael Jackson on Thriller, right? He looked completely depleted and emaciated, but he rehydrated well enough to be able to beat Kambosos' ass for 12 rounds. You couldn't find a round to give Kambosos.
Yeah, he totally schooled Kambosos the whole fight. First 2 fights, both fights, he took him to school. It wasn't even close.
Yep. Well, I tell you what, and this is what my brother Joseph Brown states. I think if Matias improves his feet and balance, uses his jab more, I think Matias would get Haney late. He's going to wear him down. Look, and look, you're talking about the impossible, Joseph. Coach, does Matias use a jab?
How many jabs did he land the other night, Joe?
9 total.
How many did he throw the whole fight?
30 total.
And they weren't, what do you call it? Nice stiff jabs. And I don't think his feet are fast enough to cut the to close the distance, to cut the ring off against Haney. Haney's too smart for this dude. This guy's one-dimensional. When you get him in the pocket, oh, he's a beast. But you give him a little movement, give him angles, moving circles. He's always got a puncher like him. He wants his target to be stationary, but you give him movement, moving in and out of range, moving in circles. Have him keep lifting his feet. He'll never get a chance to set himself, to get in rhythm, to get his combinations going, to get that momentum he needs. Haney's too smart for him, man. It's hard to fight a guy like Haney with good footwork, fast jab, fast reflexes, because he's hard to hit, and them sharp counters. You know what I mean? It's hard to fight a guy like that, man. A physically gifted athlete like Haney.
Yeah, well, look, guys, and you're going to see, just like Coach Gogue is professing, he's not a natural lightweight. He's a biscuit shy already of welterweight. Guys, he's a big boy. And you see him in the gym, he's a big kid, right? You're going to see him as a natural 40 and 47 pounder.
Yep.
That's it.
He is. He's a natural 40 pounder right now.
Yep. We'll see what happens though. Well, guys, here's the problem with this. We won't see what happens in that matchup. Because once again, Subriel Matias, his path of progress has already been mapped out for him. He's going to be taking on the eventual winner of Alberto Puello versus Rolly Romero. That's going to go down on Showtime in April, right? So that's a unification bout. That's what's going to happen. And as long as Haney is signed with Top Rank, you're not going to see that fight, guys. You're not going to see that fight. So here it is. And this has absolutely nothing to do with it, Antonio. He says, I apologize, Coach, but Devin Haney is so boring. I hope Shakur Stevenson beats Haney's ass soon. And that has absolutely nothing to do with what Coach is saying. And once again, Coach, you told us last night, hey, make your pot of coffee before he fights. This is going to be...
you're going to fall asleep.
Oh, I love it, Coach. Oh, geez. And look, our brother Issy says this. I'm going to be attending the Thompson boxing card on 3/10 in Ontario, California. Can't wait. I'm so excited. Thought it was this weekend. No, it's next. But I tell you what, brother, keep on attending these live cards. Okay? That is the future of the sport in America. Mark my words, guys. This is one of the reasons why I focus on regional fight cards. Speaking of which, guys, we're going to take this time at the 36-minute mark of the program. And I do have to advertise this because I'm going to be calling this fight. And I'm going to be hosting the weigh-in on Thursday afternoon in San Antonio, Texas.
TMB Promotions proudly presents Garcia vs. Acosta. Power meets power. Who's O will go live Friday, March 3rd, inside the Floresville Event Center. 600 SH 97 West, Floresville, Texas. Tickets and sponsorship packages are available now through all competing fighters and TMB representatives. For more information, please call 210-449-5599.
Guys, it goes down this Friday evening at the Floresville Event Center. There are tickets still available. Guys, if you're in the South Texas area, please come and say hi. I'll be there calling the fight. And also, I'll be emceeing the official weigh-in live at the old 181 Bar and Grill in Floresville, Texas, 1519 3rd Street in Floresville, Texas, at 3 p.m. Thursday, March 2nd. Guys, please come. It's free and open to the public. And I'm going to be emceeing all of that. And I'll also be conducting fighter interviews for the broadcast, right? So please come and say hi. That's going to be a great event. And you know what, Gogue? And you've been a part of all of these. This is really special. And this is, I think, what separates boxing from every other sport. The fighters, the trainers, everyone involved, they're easily accessible. And it makes a very special event. If you're a mainstream and casual fan, the grassroots movement is going to be the future of boxing in America. Yeah. Please talk about that. That's how you make new fans, isn't it?
Well, that's how you grow your fan base. If you're a local fighter, you want to build your fan base up, by fighting in your local area on a consistent basis. A lot of promoters out there. Ain't a lot of promoters out there, man. Okay, at the club level, especially. Golden Boy, Top Rank, PBC, Eddie Hearns. They don't have enough spots to keep everybody busy. Okay, if you're waiting for them to call you, hey, you're gonna be waiting for a long time. So it's better if you get a local regional promoter to work with. Where you could build your own fan base where you're at and get you the right opponents to build your record up and everything. Okay, so
that's it.
I grew up in that. I learned this from Don Chargan growing up in the 80s.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's the lifeblood of boxing in America, guys. So please,
3 world champions.
Whatever hamlet you reside in, right? Go support your local cards. Yes,
when
sir.
I was in Sacramento, that's what boxing used to be. The 80s was the last golden era of golden years of boxing. Okay, because there was club shows like that everywhere where fighters were developed into local attractions. Okay, but fighters were developed from local attractions to all the way to the world title and win the world title. Like I said, Don had 3 of them. I got to work with all 3 of those champions when I was assistant coach back in the days. I got to see firsthand how he did it. Okay. And that's all Don knew. He never begged the TV, network for a TV date. His philosophy was he always did a show. Okay. If he knew he had a good fight to promote, he always did it with or without TV. He always told me TV was always in the back of his mind. Yeah. It was never a forefront. Okay. If he knew he had like Bobby Chacon versus Art Frias, he knew that would be a great matchup. Okay. In Sacramento, it would pack the place, sold out the place. 2 former world champions, crossroads fight. Okay. And it lived up to the hype. Both, over 5,000 people sold out, standing room only. Both fighters had that aggressive physical mentality, attacking. It was a great fight while it lasted. That's the way it was back then. You know what I mean? It was on, I think it was on a Tuesday or Thursday night during the weekday. Yeah, off TV. Yeah, but you don't see that shit no more, man. Are you kidding me? You go to a club show nowadays in the 6-round main event. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? 6-round main event. Dude, back then, Don used to do double 10-round main eventers, okay? Double 10.
Yep.
main eventers.
Co-main and the main. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yep.
yeah, times
That's the
have
way it
changed.
used to be. Yep. I'll tell you what, no, you're going to see everything go back to that in America. Right now, every promoter and network is hitting the reset button, like you so eloquently stated last week. And we're seeing that now, guys. We're seeing free agents now from PBC and pretty much everywhere else who can't sell tickets. Look at Adrian Broner. He's a free agent. Okay, there's a reason why Al Heyman didn't give a shit where he went, because he knew he wasn't going to get the kind of money that he's grown accustomed to making. Just like Deontay Wilder, just like Andy Ruiz. Who's going to pay those inflated purses, Gogue? What promoter or network is going to be willing to pay that kind of inflated purse?
None. Nobody.
Exactly. That's it. If you don't like the offer that's being given to you, consistent of the market at this time, well, get on the shelf. Get on the shelf, brother. And so, once again, we want to thank Mr. J.D. Spades for supporting the coach this evening. He says, well, Super Don Matias already mentioned that he doesn't want to fight Alberto Puello. Well, best of luck to you. You're not a ticket seller. You either take the opportunity or you don't. But he says this, he does want to unify with Regis Prograis out of New Orleans, now out of Houston. Said he'll send Regis to the hospital. Great action fight it will be, Coach Gogue. Now, I know you really haven't thought about this, but boy, that is a great style matchup. That is indeed a great fight. So who wins and why, Coach, in your mind?
I think Progress, because he's more versatile. You know, he's not so one-dimensional like this guy is, who just comes forward and waits for you to get in a firefight with. Progress can box if he has to. He's got good reflexes, good head movement. He could punch to get this guy's attention, and he's just more creative and more versatile in what he could do. And that left hand, that quick hands. He's quick-handed, sharp puncher. Yeah, man. I'd go for Progress, as long as he don't stand there, try to trade with this guy. Use a lot of movement. Use movement. Keep turning this guy, not to get set in front of him, so he can get that momentum he wants to get off those punches. And that jab, though, that's going to be the key. Keep putting that jab in his face, and that straight left hand to the body, okay, to slow him down, and come back with a right hook to the head. But that straight left hand to the body should land on Matias all night, because he's just forward. He's not agile, or he's just forward and straight up. He doesn't move his head. He's not agile or athletic with his upper body movement. Okay, so I'd be landing them straight left hands right down the middle, man. All night, just to break him down with the right follow back by the right hooks to the body. You know what I mean? And just keep touching him with the jab, using his superior speed, Progress, foot and hand speed, to beat this guy. Walk him into shots. The guy, he's so predictable. Comes right in. Just catch him, set traps, and walk him into shots coming in. But anyway.
I'll tell you what, that is so well said, Coach. And you know what? That is a great breakdown of something that you haven't even thought about prior to the show.
I just know how I've seen both guys fight. I know what they could do. All right. So
we love it. We love it, Coach. Your knowledge on loan to all of us, brother. Sid UK has the beat here, and this may be the most profound statement of our Warwick Radio extended family tonight. He says, boxing indeed needs to go back to the basics, support amateurs and Golden Gloves. Nowadays, this women's boxing, gender fluid, and YouTube stuff is splintering it, and the exclusive network stuff just kills. Yes, indeed, brother. And let me follow up from my brother from Thailand. He says, Sid, the only reason why I like women's boxing because it allows me time to walk away and make me a cuppa and a sandwich during the card when the women come on. Guys, make no mistake about this. Eddie Hearn isn't trying to make history by featuring women on a regular basis. It's cost-effective labor.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
You bring women fans into the market, okay? Shit, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, brother, but make no mistake about it, it's cost-effective labor at this time, right? Right? You ask Eddie Hearn whether or not he'd rather feature his Katie Taylor or would he rather feature Deontay Wilder? He'll resoundingly say Katie Taylor. Yep. We also wanted to thank our brother Mark Blake joining us. He says, good morning from the Netherlands. Good morning to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us on Tuesday morning. We appreciate it, my friend.
Good morning.
But let's go to the main event, guys. Mark Magsayo versus Brandon Figueroa. This is going to be a great fight. So let's rattle off the tail of the tape and get the pros and cons of Mark Magsayo, right? The former WBC 126-pound champ. He's going to come to the El Magnifico is going to come into the ring at age 27. He's from the Philippines. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He stands 5'6" tall in the center of the ring, fights behind a 68-inch reach. Originally from the Philippines, he now resides out of Valencia, California, comes into the ring with a very good record of 24 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 16 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what is there to like about Mark Magsayo?
To me, he's an explosive puncher, okay? A tough Filipino, hungry Filipino fighter. He's got good athleticism when he uses it, okay? When he uses his footwork, when he thinks out there and not just rushing and throw shots and everything. He's patient, okay? He waits for those openings so he can land those big punches. One of the combinations he likes to throw, which is going to land on Brandon, is the uppercut, right uppercut, left hook, straight right hand. In fact, I seen in one of his fights, he drilled the guy. The guy threw a jab out there. He slipped it and came back with an uppercut, hook, right hand. He did it like twice to stop that guy. But Magsayo, he's what do you call it? He's a good fighter. He's solid. To me, he's the best at, he's one of the best what you got at 126 and everything. To me, what's going to in order for him to win this fight, he's going to have to be smart. He can't get into a street fight or firefight with Figueroa like Ponce did with Matias, because you're playing in Figueroa's music, and you're playing into his game. Okay, but Magsayo, he's an explosive puncher, tough Filipino kid. Athletic too, but like I said, he's I want to see him. Joe, I mean, he's fundamentally,
he's still learning on the job. Yes, he is under the tutelage of Freddie Roach. Yeah,
he's solid though, man. He's a solid, hungry, tough Filipino guy, explosive puncher. But it's nothing I see like wow. Except he's an explosive puncher. Now, what I seen when he fought Julio Cesar was he was wilting. Cesar was putting that pressure on him, and you could see he wasn't comfortable at all. He didn't know how to handle that physical pressure on him. And to me, he was wilting a little until he sucked it up in the later rounds and started making a stand against Cesar and started catching him with some shots before he knocked him out. I think is that when he knocked him out in the later rounds, I think. Yeah. He
sure did. And it was one of the knockout of the year candidates. Yep.
Yeah. The thing is, he made a stand because Cesar had that momentum on his side. Cesar was putting that physical pressure, which he didn't like. And he made his stand. He sucked it up. Okay. And, he put his combinations together. And he puts his combinations together real good if you're right in front of you. If you're not a stationary target and he hits you, he can hurt you. But like I said, Joe, he's a work in progress.
Yep.
But to fight a guy like Figueroa, who one-dimensional like Matias, he's easy to find. That's tailor-made for a guy. Tailor-made for his style. Magsayo, to me, is that uppercut hook right hand, man. That's gonna always works on a southpaw, and he throws it beautifully. Explosive. He's explosive with it. Yeah.
Yep. I tell you what, let's look at his opponent this Saturday night, Mr. Brandon, the Heartbreaker, Figueroa. He's going to come to the ring at age 26. He fights out of the orthodox stance, but he's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
He stands 5'8" tall in the center of the ring. Fights line of lengthy 72.5-inch reach from Weslaco, Texas, your old stomping ground, Coach Gogue. He comes into the ring with a fine record of 23 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what's there to like about the Heartbreaker, Brandon Figueroa?
He's a physical, switch hitting pressure fighter, okay? Volume puncher. He does his best work in the pocket from the southpaw stance. He throws that left uppercut to the body. That's one of his best punches. It's sneaky, Joe. He'll be right-handed. All of a sudden in the pocket, he'll switch to left-handed, and you least expect it. He'll sneak that left uppercut inside to your body, to your midsection area, and it hurts you. I've seen him hurt a lot of guys like that. He breaks you down through attrition, volumes of combination punching, pressure. That's his forte, Joe, is to get you on the ropes, get you in the corners, make you a stationary target so he can put his combinations together in volume and everything.
Yep.
And he's got a good chin, Joe. So far, so good. His chin has stood up to some big punches and everything. But he's just got this unorthodox style. It's hard to figure out how to time, especially when he puts that pressure on you. He'll have you in the center of the ring. All of a sudden, he'll turn. We'll turn on that switch, and with suddenness, he'll close that gap on you with a lot of touch jabs, and he'll move you back to the ropes. Okay, but he does that, and he'll keep you a stationary target where he wants to work his best combinations. But like I said, that left uppercut to the body is his best punch in the pocket. And then he throws that left uppercut, right hook good to the body. But he throws good body punches too, you know what I mean? Inside.
Yep.
To break you down and everything. But the combination of all that, the pressure, the body punching, and the volume of punches, it's attrition for Brandon, breaking you down. Battle of attrition.
Oh, it's going to be a great fight, guys. And I can't wait. To be honest with you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
But his defense.
Oh boy,
big question mark. And he's fighting a guy that can punch like Magsayo. He's going to make it easy for Magsayo.
Yeah, keep in mind, guys. Figueroa.
He's going to look, Joe. He's going to make it easy for Magsayo if he does Magsayo. He's going to make it easy for Magsayo if Brandon don't move his head or block those punches. Whatever.
Yep, and look, he never has shown a history of doing that. Once again, guys, keep in mind, Brandon Figueroa is indeed moving up in weight. Now, keep in mind, Gogue.
His offense is his defense. Okay.
Yep.
Look, I know Brandon since he was a little kid. I remember when he used to fight.
You have
11-year-old amateur. Yeah, I remember. Goddamn, I'm getting old. And he used to spar my amateurs back and my pros back in when I used to live in the Rio Grande Valley. So I know him real well. He hasn't changed. It's the same thing. That's who he is, okay? That's what he does best. I was listening to this press conference over the internet with him and Magsayo, Mark, and Sean Gibbons. And he was saying, he was going to change it up a little by, started throwing a lot of punches. He's going to set himself and make every punch count, not being so liberal and just wailing away amateur style. He's going to set down on his punches and throw more hard punches, concentrating on them professional style quality punches that gets the judge's attention and everything. Instead of throwing all this crap, and the guy's blocking most of it, he's going to sit down and get leverage behind every shot. That's what he said he's been working on. But we'll see. And he said, he's been working on his defense. But hey, I just known him since he's a little kid. I know I know how he fights. He is what he is, and this is what his comfort level is. Okay. It's fighting. He's a fighter. All right, a fighter. Trench warfare, phone booth warfare, mano mano, man on man. That's what he does. Okay.
Yep, that's it. That's it, brother. And let me give you the odds right now, and you might be surprised about this. Brandon Figueroa, this is his first fight at 126 pounds. Mark Magsayo is a former WBC champion, but according to BetMGM, Brandon Figueroa is almost a 3-1 betting favorite at -275. Mark Magsayo being the live, but somewhat wide, +225. Gogue, do you agree with those odds?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. Because Brandon, he's a physical pressure fighter. Magsayo, when he fought Seha, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. That constant in your face fighter. Putting that physical pressure on you. You know what I mean? He don't have the skill sets. He don't understand how to sit in the pocket, get the guy's attention, and work in the pocket offensively, and have good defense in the pocket. And when you're fighting a bully, I always say you got to punch them in the mouth, get their attention. Okay, don't let them quit backing. Don't let them back you up. Bring their forward momentum to a standstill. He don't have the what do you call it? The skill sets or the IQ. He never learned how to fight a guy like that. Puts that pressure on you. But you know what? That fight made him a better fighter now.
It did.
He experienced that type of physical pressure. So when he fights Figueroa, I got the feeling he'll be able to handle it better if he fights intelligently. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be a great one, guys, and it goes down this Saturday night from Ontario, California. It's going to be Brandon Figueroa versus Mark Magsayo, your main event of a triple header on Showtime. This is going to be a great one, guys. This is going to be a great one. Don't miss this one, guys.
Yeah.
Let me look at the boxing calendar real quick to let you guys know if there's anything else going on this weekend. Maybe you can talk about it. No, it's DAZN. They're having a Mexican card, right? On March 4th, the same evening, right? It's going to be Angel Fierro versus Eduardo Estella in your 10-round special attraction main event of the evening in the lightweight division, as well as Eduardo Nunez versus Rodolfo Salazar in your 10-round junior lightweight co-main event. That's it. That's what else is happening this weekend, guys. So, guys, just dial in on Showtime this weekend. Look, I'll say this, and Antonio, first of all, let me give a shout out to my brother Peter Von Arx, joining us once again, supporting the coach on this fine Monday. He says salute to Joseph and to Coach Gogue. Thank you for supporting El Maestro, Coach Gogue, 5-decade fight trainer. We appreciate you being here, brother. I will say this, Coach. Remind me to schedule another show whenever you just come from the gym, because right now, tonight, Coach, you're as sharp as a tack, brother, because you're in boxing mode still.
Once I get going, I'll be all right. But
I love it, Joe, man.
For Magsayo to win this fight, he's got to fight intelligently, okay? He can't let Brandon get him on the ropes and keep him there. If he does get on the ropes, he better find a fucking escape route to get out of there. If not, he better smother and tie him up and and let the ref break him and take it back to the center of the ring. Me personally, I would do that. If I can't find an escape route, okay, I would good defense, smother him, tie him up, turn him around, get back to the center of the ring, or I would set traps.
Yep.
Okay, Brandon, when you got him on the ropes, boy, he gets aggressive. I would set traps, block and counter with uppercuts. Block and counter with body shots, slide off laterally or slide off at angles and catch him coming in. When he's coming in, slide off at an angle and catch him coming in with the right hand, hook right hand, or that uppercut hook right hand. Now, Magsayo, his lead leg is going to determine if he can keep turning Brandon, meaning His lead leg's got to be outside of Brandon Figueroa's lead leg, so he could pivot around him, Keep having Brandon turn, not letting Brandon set his feet, so he get in the rhythm to get those punches off. Okay, so his lead leg, like Usyk and Lomachenko, they're the masters at making sure their lead leg is outside of their opponent's lead leg when they're fighting right-handers, because they always want to be at that angle so they can pivot around you and hit you at angles. Now, Magsayo, when he's on the ropes, man, if he can't pivot out of there to his left, okay, he's got to basically, like James Toney when he fought Iran Barkley, he would have to slide to his right laterally. Then he could catch him with combinations, okay? Catch Brandon with the uppercut. I'm seeing what I could hit Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boom, uppercut, straight right hands, hooks. Then once you get that angle on him, pivot around him. Okay, step around him, bring it back to the center of the ring. Or if you got your lead leg outside of Brandon's lead leg, you could pivot around to your left and still hit him. Pivot around and catch him with the right uppercut to the body, left hook to the head. Straight right hand to the head. So you pivot to your left, come back with that right uppercut. It's gonna be there, man. Brandon squares up when he's on the inside. Hit him with that right uppercut, come back with a left hook, straight right hand. But I don't know Magsayo. This is what I would train Magsayo to do. But I'm not his trainers. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is what I would do to make the fight easier. Okay, make it tactical, intelligent. Okay, because Brandon's going to get him on the ropes, but it's what you're going to do once you get on the ropes. Are you going to take advantage of those opportunities and set traps, or are you just going to stand there and let Brandon beat the shit out of you like he does everybody else? All right.
Well, Coach Gogue, though, one thing I've noticed is, though, a lot of fighters these days don't really understand the fine art of fighting off the ropes, something that James Toney used to do extremely well. Please give us an education on what to do with you on the ropes and how do you fight.
When you get on the ropes, you get in a defensive position first, okay? Because you're in a danger zone, man. You don't stand up with your chin high. You're gonna get caught. Don't square up on the ropes because Brandon's gonna murder you with them uppercuts and them hooks. That straight left hand. All right, get down low, stay low in a good defensive position. Make yourself a smart target. Hands up, elbows tucked in. Magsayo can't do that shoulder roll, none of that shit. He can barely. He's basic. Okay, just keep them elbows tucked in, hands up, stay low, and if you're not doing that, smother Brandon, tie him up, walk him around, turn him around, get back in the center of the ring. Okay, if you can't pivot, if you can't pivot to your left, find an angle. Sidestep him. Once you can sidestep him, he's going to be right there at an angle, and you can counter right hand hook, right uppercut hook, right hand, or right hand hook, right hand. It's going to be there. Then once you hit him, instead of staying on the ropes, pivot around him. Take a step around him, like James Toney. I learned it from him when he fought Barkley.
Outstanding.
Man, and he would catch Barkley with a shot. He would step to his right, catch him with the right hand, and he'd step around him and hit him with another right hand. That's motherfucking skill, baby. Can Magsayo do that? Probably not. If you're not taught in the gym, you're not going to do it in the fight. But that's how I would train him, okay? Now, sometimes he can't pivot to his right. So, hey, man, he got his lead leg outside of Brandon's lead leg. So pivot to your left and come back with them right uppercuts, the hooks, right hand to the head. I mean, them opportunities you could take advantage of, but I don't think they teach him to do that stuff. So Brandon, when he gets on the ropes, boy, Brandon's it's gonna be a field day for Brandon if he gets him on the ropes.
It's gonna be a piñata party, brother, for the Figueroa clan.
He's gonna ground and pound him, man. Okay, that's why he's a favorite in this fight, because they don't think he can handle Brandon's heat. Now here's the thing, Joe. When Brandon's a bully, okay, when you fight a bully, you gotta punch him in his mouth and get the attention, or he's gonna take your lunch money. All right, Magsayo's got that type of power to get your attention. Now Brandon, he doesn't get discouraged when you hit him. Okay, he keeps his cool. Okay, but let me tell you, you keep getting hit, you keep pounding a rock, it's gonna eventually crack. So Brandon, he can't be getting hit by the big shots consistently. He's got to move his head to make those punches miss. think about defense once in a while, okay? Slip those damn punches. But I don't know. Like I said, this is me. This is me the way I would train him. Okay, both guys and everything. Okay, Magsayo, he has an opportunity, where he can take advantage and use Brandon's pressure and over aggressiveness, set some traps, land some good uppercuts, right hand, step around him. But this is intelligent tactics, Joe. How you use your feet to pivot around your opponent or step at angles. Man,
that's it.
Yeah. But
that's it.
But have they been here? It comes down to this, Joe. Has he been taught this? Probably not. If you're not taught this, you're not going to do it in the fight. Magsayo, he is what he is. Okay, you like you said, Joe. He's green.
Yeah, he's still learning on the job, brother.
Tough, he's hungry, and he can hurt you. Sean Gibbons thinks they're going to knock him out. I don't know. I'm like, man, it ain't. He's a tough, resilient fighter, man. Okay, he doesn't get discouraged, but you keep on getting hit constantly by big punches. I've seen many hard rocks crack when you keep on getting hit. Yeah,
I tell you what, guys, we're in for a great one this Saturday night, guys. And once again, we've got Maestro James Gogue's stamp of approval for this fight. It's going to be a great one, guys. And don't expect a 5-round stoppage on the stool.
If I was Brandon, I'd break this guy with the body shots. Let me see Magsayo. Let me see how he handles them body shots, when he gets inside.
Yeah. Yep. And there it is. And here's the $1 million question now, Gogue, from my brother Joseph Brown. Who you got, Coach?
Well, you got to go with the favorite, Figueroa, of course, man. Yeah. If he can withstand them big bombs of Magsayo early on and through the whole fight, you're going with Figueroa. He's going to break him down and wear him down. It's going to be.
And there it is.
Yeah, man. Look, every time Brandon's in a fight, especially something like this, it's like having 3-4 fights on his career in one night.
Yep. And so, in the immortal words of Eddie Futch, how did he characterize these matchups? And guys who fight like Brandon Figueroa?
Oh, guys with no defense have a short and glorious career. It's true. It's true. I've been seeing fighters, I don't know, probably 50 years, and every fighter I've seen that have that physical attacking style with no defense that get hit a lot, they don't last, man, because the human brain is not made to take consistent punches, okay, over and over and over. Eventually, you're going to crack.
Guys, and there it is. And once again, we want to thank Coach Gogue for devoting his time this Monday night. Guys, when you see Coach Gogue on fire like this, just giving his knowledge on loan to all of us for free, boys, it's something to behold. Thank you, Coach Gogue. Yeah, that was amazing, brother. That was incredible. And once again, we go to the chat. Abantakia says, "Yeah, Brandon fights just like Omar."
Yeah, they're carbon copy.
They are. They are indeed.
Quick hitting pressure fighters that like to attack the body to break you down.
Yep, that's it. I tell you what. So Coach Gogue likes the odds favorite.
Yeah,
but it's a great fight and could go either way, depending on who lands the big shot first.
This fight is going to be who's the tougher, more resilient fighter. It ain't the smarter fighter, because I don't think Magsayo, they taught him anything to be smarter than this guy. I haven't seen him train yet, so it's going to be a battle of attrition, man. Yeah.
And guys, and once again, just like my brother James says from the Boxing Source, please like and subscribe. Guys, and once again, you get this all for free. But if you do want to, give Gogue a tip, please go to #WAWR, right? And Sid UK says, "Thanks, Coach." Yes,
what up,
indeed.
Sid? Thank you.
I tell you what, man, it's
going to be a fight.
Yep. Tell you what, we're all the beneficiaries.
Thing is, when you're fighting a southpaw, man, Magsayo, Brandon too. You can throw that left hook, come back with a right uppercut. It's going to be there all day. Okay? Left hook, right uppercut, man. Then if you want, left hook, right uppercut, left hook, then right hand. Brandon could do the same thing. That right uppercut, right uppercut and come back with a right hook, come back with a left uppercut, or Brandon can throw that right hook, come back with that right uppercut. Fucking Magsayo ain't gonna see that shit. That right hook, come back with that right uppercut, or that left hook, come back with that left hook, come back with that. No, the right hook. God damn. Brandon can throw that right hook, come back with that left uppercut. Throw that right hook, come back with that left. Throw that right hook, come back with that right uppercut. He ain't gonna see it. You throw that right hook, then come back with that right uppercut.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna see it. Or throw that right hook, come back with that left uppercut. Or Brandon, even better. Brandon, he does this good. He'll throw that right hook, come back with that left uppercut to the body. That right uppercut,
right to the liver.
That left hook to the body. He loves to throw that left uppercut to the body. Yeah, that right hook, come back with that left uppercut to the body. But on southpaws, Brandon can throw that right hook, come back with that right uppercut all day, all fucking day. It's going to be there. Yeah.
Tell you what, you know what? I will say this. I don't usually root for people, but I know Omar. I know their family, just like Adam, just like you do. Omar Sr. is a great guy. And even though Freddie Roach is going to be the chief second, Omar Sr. is
Freddie ain't going to be there. Freddie's not training no more.
No more. It's Omar Sr. again.
No, Freddie is not training Magsayo. It's Marvin.
Oh, Samodio.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, they both speak Tagalog. Yeah.
Or what? Filipino, the Tagalog. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's Tagalog. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. My apologies. Want to give a shout out before we say goodbye. And give a shout out to my brother, John McSmith. Salute Joseph and the one and only Coach James Gogue. Yes, indeed. Guys, this has been a masterclass. If you're just coming in, press rewind. Go back to the beginning because it's been a masterclass, not only in the business of boxing, but the X's and O's, what goes on in the ring. This is a special edition of James Gogue.
I got my combinations mixed up. The right hook, come back with a right uppercut, then come back with that left uppercut to the body. All that shit's going to land for Brandon, man. I mean, it's going to be like he could close his fucking eyes and throw those combos. It's going to land. It's going to be just like this.
Like you said, Coach, he's been doing it since he was 11.
Yeah, Magsayo could do the same thing, throwing that left hook to the head, then come back with that right uppercut to the body like Alexis Arguello, because Brandon squares up. When you square up, them punches are going to land. Them combos are going to land. Okay?
That's it. We also want to thank Mr. G. Hizzy. He says Magsayo got this in 8 rounds. Coach? Okay. We'll see. Once again, guys, there are no right or wrong answers until we see how the fight plays out. I will say this, though. I'm so glad the event in Floresville is on Friday night, so I get to stay home and watch this on Showtime Sports. This is going to be a great one, guys. And once again, credit to both camps for taking this risky assignment. Credit to Tom Brown for selling the event to both fighters involved. Credit to Steven Espinosa for purchasing and broadcasting this event. This is a great one, guys. And Coach, now you see why I broke this up, right? Because we're now an hour and 15 minutes in. Can you imagine if we had stayed on the air, tried to cover all of this stuff in one night?
Marathon.
And that's it, Coach. I think we're at the end of the road. Do we have anything? Did I forget about anything to talk about?
No, I'm ready to go, man. I had a long day at the gym. I need to get some sleep, man.
And there it is. Well, you've earned it, Coach. And once again, tremendous breakdown of Magsayo versus Figueroa. Do you have any parting shots for our listening audience tonight, sir?
Tune in. That fight, I have a good feeling, boy. It's gonna be a barn burner. To me, it's a potential candidate fight of the year. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Yeah.
And once again, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to Warwick Radio so you can get notifications of whenever the coach is on the air, as well as Coach Ronnie Shields tomorrow evening. And guys, if you want to leave a tip, please go to Cash App, #$ Warwick. And guys, on behalf of the 5-decade fight trainer, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to Warwick Radio on a Monday night. Have a great week, everybody.
Lifetime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present WAWR Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.